We've all been told to believe in ourselves. It's nice advice, sure, but what if it's not just a feel-good phrase? What if belief is something much, much more powerful? What if it's the tool we actually use to rewrite the world around us? Let's dig into how this hidden force really works. So, this is the big question for today. We're going to explore this idea that belief isn't just some passive internal feeling, that it's an active force, a force that has literally shaped history, completely shattered what we thought were scientific limits, and is quietly shaping your life right this very second. And believe it or not, there's actually a name for this. Psychologists call it the Pygmalion Effect. And it's this really fascinating idea that our expectations of other people can literally mold them into that reality. It's not magic. It's just a hidden, powerful pattern in how we all operate. To really see how powerful this is, we've got to look at some real-world examples. Stories where one single powerful belief completely changed the course of someone's destiny. Okay, first up, Thomas Edison. His school literally sent him home with a note saying he was mentally slow. Basically, they'd given up on him. But his mother, she just refused to accept that. She looked at him and said, "No, you're not slow, you're just too bright for a school like that." Think about that contrast for a second. The world tried to hand him a label of failure, but his mother handed him a mirror that reflected a genius. And guess which one he lived up to? And then you've got Albert Einstein. Just look at this list. You would not predict guy who's going to redefine physics, right? He didn't even speak properly till he was 4. His teachers thought he was slow, distracted, a daydreamer. But Einstein had this core belief inside him that was way stronger than anyone's opinion. He believed that his own curiosity was more important than their rules. And that belief, that was his secret weapon. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? This wasn't him being arrogant. This was his personal declaration of independence. He was basically saying that the reality he could build inside his own head was way more real and powerful than the limited one everyone else was trying to box him into. Okay, so we've seen how this can rewrite one person's destiny, but let's see how this thing scales up, from changing a life to shattering a belief held by the entire world. For decades, there was this physical limit that scientists, doctors, athletes, everybody agreed was absolutely unbreakable. This number, 4 minutes to run a mile. Now, this wasn't just a goal. It was considered a hard-coded limit of the human body. Experts were out there saying your heart would literally explode if you tried to break it. The barrier wasn't made of track and field. It was a wall built entirely out of belief, a psychological wall. And then one guy, Roger Bannister, he just decided not to believe in that wall. And in 1954, he did it. He ran a mile in under 4 minutes. He shattered a universal truth and proved that the barrier was never in our muscles. It was in our minds all along. But here's the real kicker. This is the part that gives me chills. It's not just that Bannister did it. Look at this chart. For all of recorded human history, 0 people had broken that barrier. But in the year after Bannister did it, dozens of other runners did the exact same thing. So did human beings suddenly evolve in 1954? No way. The only thing that changed was belief. The second it became possible in one person's mind, the wall just crumbled for everybody. So, okay, we've seen that it works, but the big question is how? How does this actually happen? Well, it's something called a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's so important to understand that this power, well, it's a double-edged sword. The process is actually pretty simple when you break it down. First, a really strong belief gets formed, either one you have about yourself or one someone else has about you. Then, almost without you even noticing, your behavior starts to change to line up with that belief. And finally, those actions end up creating the very outcome that the belief predicted in the first place. I just love this metaphor. It's like our expectations are these invisible hands. If you truly believe you're going to fail a test, those invisible hands might make you procrastinate, feel more anxious, and, well, you end up failing. The prophecy fulfills itself. And of course, the exact same thing is true for success. And this right here is the critical warning. This force is totally neutral. It doesn't care if it's helping you or hurting you. Just like a powerful belief can unlock incredible potential, a powerful doubt can become its own kind of negative hypnosis. If you're told again and again that you're not good enough, that expectation can literally crush your potential just as effectively as a positive one can build it up. So, look, the most important takeaway here is that this isn't just about famous historical figures or world-class athletes. This is about us, right here, right now. It's about the expectations we hold for ourselves and for the people in our lives every single day. We're taught our entire lives to wait for proof, right? See it to believe it. But everything we've looked at today tells us the exact opposite is true. The evidence doesn't create the belief. The belief creates the evidence. You have to believe it's possible before you'll ever see it become real. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. What are the stories you're telling yourself about what you can and can't do? What beliefs are you holding about the people around you? Because those expectations, they're not just thoughts. They are the invisible hands that are quietly building your reality. So what are they creating?